Hi everybody, hope you're doing well. Today is going to be the video that I'm going to be answering questions from the audience, and you always, all of you, come up with really great questions, so I have to say thank you and keep the questions coming. The first one that I want to say is, this one's from Dennis, and Dennis asks, what does a guardian angel do for an individual? Well, great question. And you know, a lot of people confuse what guardian angels do. For one thing, I always say, truly, our guardian angels were placed and attached to us when we were about 6 to 7 months in our mother's womb. And you're going to say, really? Yes, we actually have an angel that far back before even becoming and being into this world, into this lifetime. So yes, angels are definitely assigned to us, and they are with us till the day we cross over. And this is what our angels do. Angels will guide us, direct us, try to put us in a different situation, block us from having certain things that maybe we think we so want, but really it isn't in our best interest. So I always say sometimes, when you want something and it's not happening, I know the frustration, I've been there myself, but truly our angels have our back. So what seems to be something that we shouldn't be having and we want so much turns out to be the biggest and greatest gift our angels can give us. I had a lady the other day, and her husband passed away from a horrific car accident. And my heart bled for her. Of course, she misses her husband. She has to start a new life without him and even dare to try. And she had 2 children and a lifetime that she built with him. And she just said, if he had his angels, why didn't his angels save him? And I know it's a really thin line to understand. If we have our so-called angels, well, why do bad things happen? Well, in this case, I did say to her that it was his time to go. And truly, when universe has a timeline for each and every one of us, it's even bigger than what an angel literally takes a back seat. And yes, our angels do know when we're going to pass. And they can't really do anything because it's universe pulling us back, okay, to be with God. So my answer was that to her, but I also said, basically, you can't compete with God. And this was on a higher level, on a much higher power. But think about all the other things that our angels do for us on a daily basis. They love us, they protect us, they give us our warnings, they give us our gut feelings. So when you're getting that, you know, gritching feeling in your gut, pay attention. You're being told, you're being guided, you're getting the cheat sheets, as I call it. So do our angels really look out for us? The answer is yes. Are angels real? It's a very definite yes. They are from God and they are extensions of God. Now, angels can come in a human form, and I say this every day, but angels have never been human. Remember that, okay? So I always say it's nice to think of our mom or our dad or our loved ones, you know, now they're angels and they're looking down. And you can look at them that way, but in truth, they really aren't. You know, our loved ones become our spirit guides. Angels protect, spirit guides direct. So keep that analogy. And it's a wonderful, wonderful, you know, feeling to know your angels are around. But you have to tune in and you have to believe, and more will come through and all around us. So yes, and I have angels, we all do. How many do we have? All of these things. Well, we can get into it another time, but I wanted to answer that question from Dennis, and thank you, Dennis, for asking it. So yes, this is what guardian angels do. They really, truly protect us in a monumental level throughout our lives, okay? So yes, my next question comes from Heart Mac. I have no idea. That's a cute name. It's probably an email. But it's in regards to crystals, and do crystals really work? Yeah, they do. I love crystals because, number one, they come from the earth. So anything natural is always destined to really bring us that clarity, that harmony, helping us even feel better physically. So my thing in telling people when you're looking for a good crystal, make a list of some things that you think you may need help in. Do you need more help in protection? Do you need help more in anxiety? Do you need more help with love? Whatever it is, I want you to make those notes and then go to a nice crystal store. And I don't recommend buying them on the internet as much. And you're going to say, well, why? Well, I'll tell you why. Because like people, crystals have their own energy. And it's very important to go into a store or go to when they have these art sales or psychic fairs or whatever, and they have these bushels, and you can actually help go to somebody and ask them, I need help in finding something for anxiety, calm me down. They'll tell you the different stones, and then they'll usually have bushels of them. And I always tell people, pick up a stone, take your time, put it in the palm of your hand, okay, fold it over, and just patiently wait and see what you feel as far as a connection to that stone. Now, if you feel no connection to that stone, put it back, get another one out of the pile. You may have to go through 4 or 5 of them. One time I went with a friend to a mind, body, and spirit show is what it was. And I wasn't performing there. I actually went as a guest, and I so enjoyed it. And I was looking for a specific crystal, and I went through 7 of them. Yes, 7 of them before I connected with a certain crystal. Amazingly, as I was holding the crystal was getting so hot that you thought it was on fire. My palm was red, the whole thing. I looked at my friend and I said, I think I connected and resonated with this crystal. And he picked it up and he goes, holy cow, and he dropped it. He goes, this is burning. I said, I know. But it was a good feeling because it was something like it resonated fire and exciting, and it just liked me, and I liked it, and there was my crystal. So I picked it up and it came home with me and I use it. Now, another great thing to remember when you have crystals, it's very important once a week, as I am a big guru of saging, put your crystals, put that piece of jewelry you wear every single day, like your favorite bracelet, your watch, your ring, put it all on the table, take the sage and sage it. You're clearing it because crystals, just as our cells, absorb energy. Okay? And so does your jewelry, everything. Sage it. Now, once a week, put the crystals in the sunlight by a windowsill and it will recharge. And yes, crystals sometimes get dull. It's no different than people that don't get sleep. We get dull, we get fatigued, we're not at our best. It's the same for crystals. So when it's in the sunlight, the crystals come alive. So yes, crystals do work. Try not to overbuy crystals because it can get it's kind of like drugs. If you have this drug, this medication, then it's going to kind of offset this. Make sure your crystals are in harmony with everything that you need it to do. Okay, so if you're looking for love and this one's keeping certain things away, you don't want to put those 2 crystals together. Okay, so this is a really important thing and this will really help. So I love the question. Thank you, thank you. Okay, next question that I have. What does chapters of life mean? This is from Linda. Hello, my Linda. Thank you for asking this question. Chapters of life is basically steps in your life. There are cycles in our life. And yes, we go through cycles, we go through steps. Just like a child going from 1 to 50, it's those years. Well, it's interesting because chapters, it's not 10-year chapter, it's just what you need to complete at that time is a chapter. What you're going through in life is that chapter. So what do I mean by that? Well, a child who has his first love, and we all remember that. I certainly do, and I never begrudge that, and I never say, oh, you're going to have so many loves. I always say, I get it. I remember what it was like to really be in love that first time. And I never want to rain on that child's parade, even though I know that child is probably going to have so many more lives and loves of different experiences with love. But I always say, okay, that's a chapter that somebody has to go through. If you're going through a divorce, that's another chapter. If you're going through a passing of someone that you loved, another chapter. Raising children, money, a new job, havoc. These are chapters in our life that we go through that actually build up the experiences of our soul growth. So when they say what are chapters in our life, you can refer to them as a chapter. Like I can remember when I was raising my daughter and we got the diagnosis of my daughter who had autism at age 5.5. That was a chapter that I will never forget, and I look back and smile now. I got through it. It was havoc, but the light was clearly there the whole time. And my daughter is thriving, and I'm in love with her each and every day. And I was there with her when she was born, and I continue to see her being the most beautiful, beautiful, blossoming adult. Chapters, sometimes when we think it's dark and we're never going to get out of it, guess again. You have to complete that chapter, but you will, and you're going to go on to the next level in your life. So, great question. Thank you, Linda. Okay. My last question today that I'm going to address is, if a ghost appears in front of me, is it going to kill me? Aww. And this is from Ricky. Ricky, that's such a sweet question. I know you don't feel like it's a sweet one, but there's an innocence to this question, and that's why I kind of smiled about it, because no, a ghost is never going to kill you, okay? I want to make that perfectly clear. A ghost, which I don't call them ghosts, I do call them spirits. A lot of times spirits will appear, or you'll see a tail end of it, or you'll see this flash or this shadow. Don't assume that it's bad. Please don't. Many times people really get scared and they get freaked out. And honestly, I don't think spirit means to do that. I truly do not believe it, because believe me, if it was a terrible, terrible entity, you'd know it. They don't mess around, and they don't care to mess around. But spirits are very loving, gentle creatures, and sometimes they do try to appear. And sometimes I'll have clients that'll say, I actually saw my husband sitting at the foot of my bed, and this man has passed. Is it here to scare? No, he was here to just make sure that she knew that he was here and he's still looking out for her. So the analogy, when you see a spirit, be open to it enough to say they are here because they love me. That's what it really is. So please do not think that they're out to kill you, because I sometimes think that spirits get a bad rap. And put it in perspective, okay? So Ricky, I hope that this helps you, and I hope all of these answers have somewhat enlightened you, and I gave you some good tips and that you could follow through. So until next time, keep the questions coming. Subscribe to YouTube. Subscribe to my Facebook, Psychic Medium Susan Rowlen Facebook. You are never going to miss an event on that as well. And you know what? Keep them coming, as I always say, because you are going to learn more and more. And I hope that this helps. Until next time, all my love. Take care. Bye-bye.